Minnesota. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Miami Dolphins. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. Oh, good move. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Check. 180. Check. Up.
Come on. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey.
Play fake. Mayfield. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Didn't have the greatest field position to start, did they? And now after this sack, it's way, way worse.
And right off the bat, first play of the game. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Wahoo! Hurry! Watch his flat!
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Flush to his right. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So how's that for an interesting way to start this ball game?
First drive of the game, and you go backwards all the way into your own end zone?
Guess it kind of makes you wonder what else we might have in store here in this one.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Ready, set.
51 to the mic. I got you, son. I got you. You're on. Let's go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Ready?
Hey, let's go. Calm the crowd.
Hard.
Kill.
Ready?
Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Montez Sweat, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
3rd and 14.
Ready.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
Hey, exit. And shoot.
Back to throw here. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
180.
Watch the run. They're running it. Swing.
Elliott powers through. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I heard all the stories. I watched some of the tape of the old school guys, the throwback guys who were the punishing runners and knocked people aside to pick up yardage. I'm so glad I was sitting here today and got to see it with my own eyes.
Regular.
Check 50.
Smooth.
They go play action. Mayfield. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Set, 180.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the backer. Watch the backer.
Real. One touch.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Here we go.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
Fair.
Check it back.
Leo. Stop.
They'll look to throw. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This will be taken at the 10. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch. But you know what they love even more? Completions.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Pick the edge. Come. Watch this.
Go out. Hey, foxtrot. Get it.
Going to give this time to the tailback. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Montez Sweat make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Fielded at about the 28. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Our first update now comes from Atlanta, and it's the NFC champs, the Falcons, that have moved out to an early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now, first down.
Hurry!
Pistol. It's our field. It's our field.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Miles Boykin with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is up to 5. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Montez Sweat in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Come.
51. Hey, I'm coming. SOS.
80 weapon. Shut up.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Down. 18 Gator. Look. Squeeze.
Hey, switch gears. Check.
We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. The Chiefs on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 19.
Check 99.
Go.
Check 49.
Right. Let's go.
He'll look to throw. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. They needed 19, and that's precisely what they got. And by the length of a football, it's a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Mike Ford in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Look at me. Go. Rock it. Shoot.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Montez Sweat has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
No. Check. Crunch.
Hey, lock it.
Crunch.
He'll drop to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Solomon Thomas, they love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack.
I was starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And out will come the offense as they take over. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, watch it. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Shift.
Hurry.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Point it right. Alert. Point it right. Team.
Now Mayfield. He completes this into the hands of Miller. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Keep regular. King. Let's get it.
3rd and long for Mayfield. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Kill.
Run. Alert. Hey. High 7.
Mayfield on play action. He'll take his shot for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
On the double.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with him punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Hey, Alpha. Go. 5.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Good. 180.
Mike 51. Rip right.
Run.
Mike 51.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Kings. Quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback.
Following the interception, Mayfield. And it'll be intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Watch the run.
You're out.
Baby, that's baby shot.
Sponge. Hey.
Watch the twitch. Watch the twitch. Switch.
Like, get it.
2nd and 2. .153 remaining in this first half of play.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL.
Squeeze.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. That's taken on the 25. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Elsewhere on the NFL scoreboard in Dallas. And it's the Cowboys that have moved down to an early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
They have enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Hey, alert 33. Point it right. Real. Bang. Hurry.
Mayfield down. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. That one good for 13 at a Dolphin first down. Mayfield now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Here's Mayfield, eluding the pressure right. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
180.
He can't hang.
And again, it's Mayfield. He'll air it out deep for Tom. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. In for the score. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll set up a throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. Joker.
Hard.
They'll set up to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Solomon Thomas, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. Gay is on for the point after. And that one makes this a 19-point game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like when we talk about the defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
Deep in there, right? Second and 15. And an alley to run. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a fifth, barring a conversion here on third down.
You're out.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Hey, orbit.
25, check.
Yes.
Slam.
Look, squeeze. Hit it.
Looking to throw. Hunter Henry brings it in. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Kill.
Blue draw quarters.
Check your hot read.
Shift. Watch the shift.
Hey.
Get it.
They'll run. It's Miller. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. A first down throw for Mayfield. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. Miles Boykin with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will bump the lead up to 26. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Dolphins have got it.
No part of it went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Set. 180.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Pistol.
Mike, boy, 51.
Hey, seam 6.
51, Mike. Mike, 51.
Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Eddie Jackson picks it. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
On the ready.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though,
Yeah.
because you're exactly
You
right.
like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So what again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success. There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, 77 yards. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And that will shave one more off this lead. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 30-yard line.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, Frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And he's got Miller. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 43. Mayfield now, 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Thomas has got it. Complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
180.
Let's go. And we got tight left, tight left. 4 down, 4 down.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. I got it.
From the red zone now, Mayfield under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Play fake. Mayfield. His throw caught. Right around the 6. 23 yards, the final tally. Now, he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Alert, 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 alert.
Mike 51.
Hurry, hurry.
Watch the run.
Go, go.
Watch the run. 51's the Mike.
I got it.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami.
Hey, there he is.
From 3 yards out, and the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Got it.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
Rocket.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Check 52.
Peek in, peek in.
Hey, lock it. Let's go.
2nd and 3. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
There. Ready?
They'll look to throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Let's go, brother.
First and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. They score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, In fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
180!
51, Mike, 51.
Run.
Hey, let's get this.
Hurry!
Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield. They'll find Miller. That's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Here's Elliott. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. But you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
I can't believe they...
Real. Bravo!
Mike 55, Mike 55.
They go play action. Mayfield. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
The Dolphins on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 17.
Run. Hey, alert!
Working out of the gun. Mayfield. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 39. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 39-yard line. From the gun, Mayfield. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Watch the safety creep. Shift. You're out. Sit up. Shoot.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, this ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is. I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also
very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they've put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
You.
Mayfield on play action. Going up top. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Alert!
Check.
Hurry! Regular.
On third down, Mayfield. It's caught. It's Miller. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Hatch it. Hatch it.
The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert, and he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Line of scrimmage is the 8 on 2nd and 8. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And they'll get him down up past the 15. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Ready. Look, squeeze.
Push him back. Push him back. 6 guy. Check 6 guy. Kill.
Gone.
36. He's checking. Crash.
Hey, Sam on. Fight.
Here's Mostert. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Look at me. Door.
Jam. Shoot.
Now.
2nd and 9 now. Flushed out right. He's got a first down and more past the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 29-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
Ready, set.
Mike, boy, 51. Watch the pass. Here we go.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Let's go. Come on,
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Hey, check 24.
Rock it. Get it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Rush in.
Hey, lock it.
Under 10.
Hey, zoom.
Kill.
Let go.
2nd and 11. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there, because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
There's several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. It's going to be caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give them 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. Well, the lead late in the fourth, but Mayfield's going to throw it.
Hey, let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball right here.
Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Pick, baby. Good stuff. Keep doing
This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. So a victory